Hello, sir. Good to see you in Tallinn.
Thank you for having us. It's a really wonderful opportunity to be here. Wonderful to be in this beautiful town, so well preserved. It's wonderful to have a little snow come down right on cue. We had a tour of the city, and beautiful snowflakes started falling, so it was quite nice.
What brings you here?
Well, the festival was nice enough to invite us all, and I am one of the participants in this film project. So it was wonderful to have this opportunity to arrive and have this wonderful hospitality shown.
What is your name and what is the title of the project that's involved in the 60 Seconds of Solitude?
Uh, my name is Viktor Kaganovich. I did not title my entry, which is simply a minute number 40, and it's in the air segment. So I didn't think, well, there being a umbrella name for this project, I didn't think that my entry requires a special name.
But certainly it has a certain significance to it. What is the point of it?
Um, when I heard about this project, I was simply stunned. I thought everything about it, the structure, the choice of theme, the way it will be printed with the highest possible quality today on 35 millimeter film, shown once and then burned down. I thought that was a really extraordinary thing. Everything about this was about this project was very exciting, very brave, uh, very disciplined conceptually. So I thought it's incredible. And at the same time, the structure is very much like the structure of my first film, which is a 24-hour cyclical. Well, the film is 15 minutes, but it takes place over a 24-hour period of time, and it can be shown cyclically, and it also deals with kind of fundamental, elemental matters. And so I thought this project speaks to me very directly. This is as if the original impetus for my film was being revived again for this project. So I felt this immediate closeness to it. Um, very moving. I felt it very electrifying. So
There is importance in films in general. To make a film, to be a filmmaker is another meaning in your life and in the directors' lives who have brought films here. Uh, how do you see that a film in itself is in danger or needs somehow saving from the world of cynicism and commercialism?
um, well, I think one might want to tread lightly in this complicated question. But I will say this. I think that cinema is a very fundamental or elemental art form. I think it reaches into our souls and our perceptions in ways no other art form can. I think it doesn't mean that it moves us more or it excites us more, but there is a connection that's almost physical, visceral. I think it's a connection that simply goes deeper than with other art forms. So I think a filmmaker wields tremendous power over audience, and certainly there are ways of extorting money from the public with films. I've seen that happen many times. So I think ethics have to be observed with film. So not to generalize too much, but I think cinema is a peculiar, very special art form, and to be a filmmaker is a special occupation. I think it's more like akin to a army general than to a painter or a writer or a photographer, even though he or she might, a filmmaker might be all those people, but I think it's a different state.
If today's audiences start demand for more and more escapism, then how do we deal with it? How do we sell tickets to films that are not so much commercial in nature, something of meaningful, something from our roots of our nature as human beings, as a fire inspiration that needs to be brought to people who don't want it, maybe, if they want only the escapism.
Well, here again, I would rather express myself very cautiously. I think film in general is an escapist medium. It's a medium of dreams. Just like you cannot demand that people watch at night moralistic and didactic dreams. The dreams are what they are. Much the same way, films cannot be expected to teach us good or make us better, and they are works of art, so which we enter and then exit, and in the meantime we relive that dream, the dream that the filmmaker built for us. So I think it's somewhat simplistic to insist that cinema or any art form is always be moralistic or make us better or make us think. I think just if the artist, the filmmaker, is good enough to build a vision that is above that which is every day, and he ushers us into that world and lets you relive that dream with him for an hour and a half or 2 hours. I think that perhaps indirectly ought to make people better. So escapism and cinema, unfortunately, are intertwined. It's the medium of escapism, yes.
It seems you have escaped to Estonia. What do you think of Estonia so far?
Well, so far I've only seen the old city and of Tallinn, so I can't speak for entire Estonia, but I was quite amazed about the concentration of culture and aesthetics and history and simple good taste here in Tallinn, and obviously as a cultural capital of Europe, that ought to be a well-deserved title. This, the city struck me as a really wonderful place of culture being kept alive and being constantly created and recreated. And this very project, 60 Seconds, I think it's a very good symbol of that intense cultural life. So I was quite moved. Great pleasure to be here.
Thank you for the compliment. I'm sure there is things to improve and make better, and that's why we are all here together and even questioning you to make things better in film and in Estonia, in our lives in general also.
Well, hopefully, but I think I don't expect of myself to move the world to a better state of being through a few words, but one will certainly hope. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.